Hi everyone, welcome back to Plum Mashable. So today I'm going to introduce you to my new storage on my desk. This is so exciting, I cannot wait to share this with you. So let's go ahead and have a look. Alright, so this has been a really long time coming. You guys know I've wanted storage like this for a really long time. I'll walk you through every little bit, but I want to sort of explain a few of the costings and bits and pieces that happened with this. So this has been made by Crafty Storage, who is a storage company from Queensland. It was a little bit further than I wanted to go, but they did such a good job with helping me design this and designing this and then getting it to me that it was in the end really, really worth it. So in total, first of all, this is a fully customized. This is everything that I asked for. So it's fully customized to what I need, size-wise, height-wise, width-wise, everything. It's all completely custom. Cost a total of $545, but that included shipping from, or postage, shipping, whatever you want to call it, from Queensland to Victoria. So in that respect, I actually think this is really, really good value. It's really solid, and it's exactly what I want. And for that to me is worth every little dollar. So we'll go through each little bit one by one and why I chose it and why it's that size, etc, etc. And that way you sort of can get an idea of it. But just keep in mind, if you did want to do something like this as well, the price will probably be a little bit different because the sizes would be different and your needs will be different to mine. So just keep all of that in mind as we go through it. So this first section here is the biggest part and is the only part that is one solid piece from top to bottom. So on here we've got 4 half-size drawers, 3 full-width drawers, 2 large cubbies, and then 2 smaller cubbies. If we start from the top in the cubbies, the one on the left was designed to be where I kept all of my bottles. So I've got my Kaiser mists, my toner ink, my Gamsol, they're all in there. And the only requirement I really had there was just that it was high enough for all of my bottles. So I just found the tallest bottle I had, measured that and made sure that that would fit in there with no problem. If you move across to the right, that cubby doesn't have a particular, that wasn't for any particular reason. It was just, that was sort of the knock-on effect of having the other one the same height. But I've actually found that it fits my memory dexes really nicely. It fits my sidekick really nicely. So to me, that's where they're staying at the moment. Obviously, I can change that if I want to. If you move straight down, the next one was designed so there were enough room for all of my pens. It just so happened, and this was a complete accident, that bamboo box, which is actually from Kmart, fits perfectly in that, which I didn't actually expect and didn't plan. And then all we did was, if I move that out, behind that to put some more pens and stuff, Ryan just printed me out some pen cups. So he's actually measured those and made them the right size, and they just sit in there behind the bamboo, and I can get to them if I need them. These are the pens that I don't use quite as often, so not worried that they're a little bit more complicated or a little bit harder to get to. Moving over to the left, I keep my memory decks with all of my ink swatches in here. I've also got my sticker books, my memory decks punch, and my swatches. I've also got a little cricket there just because he's cute. Not particularly for anything, it was just the offside of the pens, kind of the opposite of the sprays and stuff. But I found that the memory decks fits in there really nicely, so it's a good place to keep all of those kind of things. Alright, so the first drawer has a bunch of inks in it. Basically, all of my inks have come over from the drawers that used to live under my window. They've all come in here. These are shallow, long drawers on purpose, and you'll see mainly why in the, I think it's the next drawer. So I've put my Kaiser inks in this one. I don't use them quite as often. May take them out if I decide I need this storage for something else, but at least for now they all fit in here really nicely. Pure accident, they happen to fit perfectly. I've also got my sprocket lives in here, and I've got some Copic boxes for when I send my Copics back to Dawn to be inked. Moving down to the next drawer, this is where I'm keeping all of my acrylic blocks. I've got my ruler in here, I've got my Sizzix sidekick plates, and I've also got a couple of computer bits and pieces in there. It's just more that's where it's easiest to get to, but I love the fact that it just holds so much. It can fit long things in it, which is just, heaven. I find keeping long things sometimes is really hard, which is why I designed these, I guess, on purpose to be really long. And then moving down to the next one is where I'm keeping all of my distress inks. So I'm deliberately only buying the minis of the distress inks. I don't want the full size ones. So I'm going to have the minis of the distress ink, and I'm going to have the large ones of the distress oxides. The reason that we made this size was so I could fit as many of these distress inks as I can. I think I can fit 60 of them in here. If not, it'll be really close, but then I can just go up to the next drawer if I need to and move some things around. But these ones have been designed deliberately so they can fit as many inks in them as possible. So these drawers are half the size but are a little bit taller. This first one's keeping all of my ink blending tools and foam things for now. That may change at a later point, but at least for now that's where they're living. I don't use them too often, so that's the drawer that's sort of furthest away, and that way I don't need to worry about reaching into it. If we go one to the right, this is where I keep all of my erasers, pencil tools, sharpeners, and hole punches. So tools that I use but maybe don't use quite as often as some of my others, because you'll see those in a second. But they all live in there. And if you go the next drawer down, this is sort of it's not a junk drawer, but it's kind of a things I don't have a home for yet drawer. I keep some hand cream in here, some shaker domes, stuff I use with my pastes and things, so my scrapers and those sort of things, they all live in there. Again, another one that I can move if I need to, but at least for now that's where they all live. And then the next one over is sort of my tools that I don't use particularly often. So I've got droppers, again, stuff I use with my pastes, my wire snips for when I get new dies, screwdriver just in case I need it. These drawers are not the stuff I reach for all the time. I don't tend to go to my left, I tend to go to my right. So in that respect, all the stuff I use a lot is on the other side, which you'll see in a sec. So this gap is actually here on purpose. I don't have to have it, I can move stuff around, but I like the fact that I've got this little gap in between the two units where I can keep my MISTI and I can keep my Copic swatch chart. I've also got my ink swatch chart there. I just find that having that there is a really good place to keep it. It keeps it out of the way, but still really, really easily accessible for me. So I really like having those there, but if I needed to, I could take those out and squish these units together and it would be fine. So they are designed to stick together, but I like the fact that I can have a bit of a gap. So from here on, we're actually units on top of units. So this first one here is my ink unit. So it goes from the gap across to, of course, where the pens are. It has room for 76 inks. So it has room for all of the current distress oxides, plus enough room for a bunch more, which is why you can see at the top there, I've got my VersaFines, I've got my white inks, I've got my Memento, I've got my Hero Arts, because for now, there's enough room for them to live. But the good thing is that I can expand my collection as the oxide collection expands. I can always add, move, change, whatever I like. And we designed it on purpose so that there was room to grow, because I don't think Tim Holtz is going to stop making distress oxide somehow. So the next unit along here is designed for my Copics. Now, as you will see, I have my Crayolas, my Tombos, some fine liners, and my Copics all in here at the moment. They won't stay there. Eventually this will all be Copics, but at least for now, it's a good place to keep everything. So this was designed on purpose to be able to fit 12 Copics in each of those skinny little bits. They fit in there really comfortably and they fit in there sideways so that I'm really easily able to identify them and pull them out. I can also move them depending on colours. If I want to put reds at the bottom, I can, and move greys over. It's completely able to change to be whatever I want it to be. As I said, we've got the Crayolas at the top and we've got the Tombos at the top. For now, they fit there really nicely, but eventually we'll find new homes for them. They'll probably end up in some of the drawers or maybe end up over on the other wall, which is fine because I don't use them as often as I use my Copics anyway, which is why the Copics are at the bottom, because they're easier for me to reach. You don't need to keep all of your pens and markers horizontal. I find it's easier to find them that way. I can see them a bit easier. And actually I've been really enjoying having my uni pin markers in here. For for some reason, reach for them a bit more because I can see which size they are. That's just what I've been finding. They're just a bit easier to get to when they're sitting horizontal. So the last unit here is I guess it's the smallest one of all of them, is designed really to keep my brushes, which is why I've got the two little caddies in there. For now, I'm really happy with that. So those are all my oxide blending brushes. On the top I have two lots of the pastel ones, half of which will be my oxides and half will be my inks eventually. But as you can see, there's enough room on the side there for something else. So Ryan's actually working on making me another form of caddy that will hold 5 of the brushes, so that the top shelf would be all of my Distress ink blending brushes. So it would be all of the main coloured ones in the caddy, and then the 5 of the pastels on the side, and then the same for the oxides. So he's working on that. It'll be designed pretty soon, and once it is, I'll make sure to show you. But that's basically what this whole unit was made for, was to hold these blending brushes. So there are 2 little drawers over here as well. The top one at the moment is holding all of my blending brushes that don't fit in the caddy, plus my extras. So I've got my black one, I've got a white one, I've got a couple of spares. They all just live in there for now, and they're really easy to get to because I don't use them all the time. It's also really easy for them to just be there. And then the next drawer down is my tools drawer. So this is where I keep everything that I use basically every day. So I've got my glue tape, I've got my scissors, I've got my knife, I've got my scoring tool. There is a paintbrush in there which isn't supposed to be there, but that's okay. And I've got my tweezers. So they all live in there. I can grab the whole drawer out if I want and look for something, or I can just grab things out sort of as I need them. But I love that they're just so accessible. It's just so easy for me. So obviously all of those units are sitting on top of something, and that is designed to protect the acrylic drawers that all my washi lives in. You could really easily just put all of these units on top of the acrylic, but honestly it's probably going to damage it, which is why we thought it would be better to actually make something for them all to sit on and to protect it. These are designed deliberately to fit exactly across the top and the depth of these washi drawers. Hopefully I don't need any new ones, because otherwise it's not going to fit. I do have other washi for all my planners, or washi storage for all my other PA washi tapes, so they don't live here. They live behind me somewhere very special. But all my washi tape that I use, all my standard washi tape I guess that I use all the time, all lives in here, all protected nicely by this little unit that keeps everything up and safe. Alright, so that is my brand new storage unit. I'm so in love with this. I've come in here, I've been working in here because obviously I've been working from home for so long. And I come in here now and it just makes me happy. All the couple of rainbows, they've sort of got the rainbow of the inks and the rainbow of the washi knobs and the rainbow of the Copics. They just all make me smile. I love this. I cannot thank Brenda at Crafty Storage enough, not only for making me this amazing unit, because it is absolutely amazing, but also helping me design it, dealing with all my little changes, dealing with all my little questions and concerns and things I was worried about. She just made the whole process very, very easy. And in the end, I've ended up with exactly what I want, which honestly, you can't ask for more than that from anyone. So thank you so much, Brenda, for all of your help. I'll be forever grateful, because this is just my favorite thing. I'm so happy to have it. So that is it for this video. I hope you guys did enjoy this little walk through my new storage units. I will put all the details of Crafty Storage down below so you can check it out if you are interested in having something of your own made. Like I said, Brenda was fantastic, so I can't recommend her highly enough. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss anything from me in future. Hope you have an absolutely awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you again in my next video. Sending lots of huggles!